Hi ladies, welcome to your very first eyebrow tutorial. First things first, I'm just going to take my spoolie and brush through the hairs. What I'm doing right now is brushing through the hairs just to make sure all of the hairs are going in the right direction. It's much easier to fill in the brows this way. The second step, I'm going to start about a third of the way in, underlining the natural shape of the brow, okay? I'm using a very light hand pressure and I'm working from the side of my pencil. This is going to help with you getting the correct precision for your lines. The same thing that I'm going to do underneath, you're now going to see me do the same thing at the top. Starting about a third of the way in, I'm just outlining the top of the brow to the tail. Now, I know at this angle it's kind of hard to see, but no worries. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side to give you a better visual. Once I'm done overlining and underlining, I'm then going to take that pencil, working from the back to the front. I'm just going to kind of fill in that shape using a very, very light hand stroke just to fill in that shape. And once I get the desired shape, I'm going to go in with my spoolie and just brush through any excess product that I don't need. Just brushing through that product like so. Now to do the other side. Again, I'm starting about a third of the way in. And as you can see with my thumb, I like to kind of lift up the brow when I'm working on clients. When I'm working on myself, I just like to kind of raise my brows up as if I am surprised. Starting a third of the way in at the top as well, just to overline that shape. As I'm filling in the top, again, I'm just making sure to keep that pressure very light. And just with a light hand feathering motion, I'm going to fill in the brows. Now, you want to try to get the pencil to mimic the actual brow hair strokes. So whatever direction the brows grow in, that's the direction that I'm going to fill. So if the brows are going up and over, I'm going to go up and over with my fill. And I'm just, as I fill in, I kind of spool. If I feel that I need to go back, I'll add more product. The next step that you want to do just to lock and secure your brows in place is you're going to go in with a little bit of brow gel. Now, if you don't have this NYX brow glue, you can also use a transparent brow gel or even a clear mascara will hold the brow hairs in place. I find that doing this right after I fill in the brows helps them to not, get in the way of my concealer. Now that the hairs are laid down, I'm now going to go in with my concealer. Now, the shade concealer that I'm going to use is the same shade that you will use underneath your eyes whenever you're concealing the under eye area. You want to make sure that you're using a concealer that is 1 to 2 shades lighter than the natural skin tone. Okay, this is going to help to even out any discoloration that you may have on the eye as well, and it's just going to help to give you a nice even base for your shadow. Now, I'm also making sure that whenever I am holding this concealer brush, I'm holding it to the side. As you can see, I'm using the side to create that line, and I'm just gliding it across. The concealer that I'm using for this look is the Tarte Shapetape concealer in the shade Tan Deep Sand. And the brush that I'm using is it's not really a concealer brush. It's more of an artist brush, an acrylic brush, which you can find at any craft store like Michael's. This is the number 4 acrylic brush. Once I'm done concealing, I'm going to take a dome shape blending brush with just a little bit of the concealer on the brush. You don't want a whole lot. And I'm going to take this brush and I'm just going to pat out the concealer, making sure that everything just blends seamlessly into the rest of the foundation and the rest of the look. So now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side once more, starting a third of the way in, using that concealer brush just to underline the natural shape of the brow. Okay, again, you want to make sure that when you are gliding that brush, you're not applying too much pressure. Also, if you're going to be doing your brows last, as I did in this particular video, you also want to make sure that you are not blending out too far with your concealer. So as I'm now taking this dome-shaped blending brush, I'm tapping out the product just to make sure that all of the concealer is blended out evenly across the lid. So ladies, this is the finished look. I hope that you all enjoyed today's eyebrow tutorial. If you have any questions, please post your questions below in the comments and I'll be happy to help.